Hello. A few days ago I opened my Bible at random and I came to Jeremiah chapter 3, verses 31 to 32. O generation, see ye the word of the Lord. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, We are lords, we will come no more unto thee. Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number. The topic of these two verses seems to me to be, how important is God to us? In verse 31, people say, We are lords, we will come no more unto thee, that is, unto God. In the present secular society, that is what the majority of people say. We are lords of the earth, we have no need of God. God, they say, belonged to a pre-scientific, superstitious age, when there were no scientific explanations for things. They were ascribed to the whims of God. Climate change, for example, is nowadays blamed on global warming, which is blamed on human activity. 400 years ago, it would have been assumed that God was expressing his displeasure for some reason. In many parts of the world, there are crop circles, patterns in the growing crops. This phenomenon is particularly prevalent in Wiltshire, in England. In the 17th century, one of these patterns was described, even drawn. The reason for it was said to be that the farmer had danced on a Sunday, and the devil had therefore damaged his field. Of course, God would have to have given him permission to do this, as in the book of Job. Now the explanation is more likely to be that little green men from space have landed. But people who dismiss God like this have no real understanding of how empty their lives are. What is the point of living if you don't have a spiritual dimension, if you don't have a relationship to God? During your lifetime and afterwards, surely your goal is inner peace and true spiritual contentment. God says through Jeremiah, Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Maid means young woman. Young women then, as now, spent a good deal of their time over their appearance before they went out. It's inconceivable that they would forget their ornaments. And yet, people nowadays forget God. Even more likely to resonate with us in our society is the idea of a bride forgetting her dress, her clothes, her attire in general. We all know how much time and effort is spent in planning a typical wedding. Many months, even years, are taken up with making sure every detail of the day is as perfect as possible. Is a bride likely to forget about her dress, her veil, her flowers, her shoes? No. God says that forgetting about him is like that. There is a Zen story about a disciple who asked his master, while they walked beside a river, How much should I want enlightenment? The master seized him and thrust his head in the river, holding him under firmly until the disciple was almost drowned. When he finally pulled the disciple up, the master asked, What were you thinking while I held you under the water? The disciple replied, Air, air. Exactly so should you crave enlightenment, the master said. And exactly so should we crave God. God should be the most important thing, the thing we think of first. Other details in life can be thought about afterwards. Obviously, our family is important. Doing the right thing in life is important. There are many, many other factors that we can think of afterwards. But the top priority, the one that absolutely cannot be forgotten, is God.